Hello and welcome back to the channel Hell Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. News from St Helens ahead of the World Club Challenge game against Penrith Panthers. It's one forward in and one forward out at Toulouse. And the return of the mid-season internationals see England face France. Got more details on that. And we start with the World Club Challenge, as there is a battle for the Red V as Saints will go to Australia the week before the 2023 World Cup Challenge. Saints will take on St George Illawarra on Saturday, February the 11th, kick off at 8 PM, 9 AM in the UK, and that is the week before they face the NRL champions, Penrith Panthers, in the World Club Challenge game. This pre-season challenge game will take place at WINZ Stadium in Wollongong, and Saints have a plenty of links with St George, going back to the days in the 60s where second rower legend Dick Huddard left Knowsley Road for the Dragons. Saints have a number of players from the Australian club too, including Pat Jarvis and Jason Hooper during their playing careers. Former St Helens skipper James Graham also finished his NRL career at the St George Illawarra Dragons for a return to the Super League with St Helens in his final season during the 2020 campaign. There are also links away from the playing side as well, with former Saints coach Ian Millwood and his dad having strong links with both clubs. It is also one of the Australian clubs that previously hosted Saints Academy tours, so it would be good preparation for when the two sides collide in the World Club Challenge, that being Saints versus Penrith Panthers. But two Saints players go into 2023 carrying suspensions, one being Morgan Knowles, seen here, and the other being James Bell. Bell missed the St Helens Grand Final win over Leeds Rhinos due to the fact that Knowles escaped a ban controversially over twisting Chris Atkins' arm in the semi-final win over the Salford Red Devils. Now, both forwards are set to miss a St Helens game due to their suspensions picked up in the Rugby League World Cup. Knowles has picked up a ban for the same kind of offence that Bell has picked up, a dangerous contact, which gave him a one-match ban, and that was the offence against Samoa when the England side lost to World Cup semi-final at the Emirates. While Bell's suspension came in Coventry when he played brilliantly for Scotland, especially against Australia, and picked up the ban for the dangerous contact against Fiji in the last game for Scotland. Should either of these bans not be appealed, no doubt it would have had been England got to the final. He would have been out of the final, Morgan Knowles, and then he also enters 2023 with the ban. However, both Bell and Knowles will likely be available for the World Club Challenge. The two will at least serve their suspension in the other game Saints will play down under against St George Illawarra Dragons the week before. Meanwhile, if Saints pencil in any more friendlies, the ban could also be served there, bring them up to play against St George in what Saints are hoping to be a festival as the Battle of the Red V's commences in 2023. So England's men and women will not have to wait long for their return to action following their respective World Cup semi-final exits, with both sides facing France in a double header at Warrington's Halliwell Jones Stadium on April the 29th. With confirmation France will be their opponents in April, it will make time for officials to promise to finalise an end-of-season international programme, which is strongly hinted to be a test series against Australia. Shaun Wane's men will have just 5 months to wait before they can start to make up for their disappointment of missing out on the 2021 World Cup final after the announcement of a test match against France on that Saturday. It will take the form of a double header, with the England's women taking on France at 2 p.m, followed by the men's at 4:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. British Summertime. Oh, Greenwich Mean Time. France will take the place of the Combined Nations All-Stars, who provided opposition for Wane's men for the last 2 years. The women's game, meanwhile, is set to be the first match in charge for Craig Richards' replacement, after the England head coach decided to leave his role following the World Cup semi-final defeat to New Zealand. We wanted to ensure that our England teams were returning to action in front of a home crowd as soon as possible in 2023, Matt Foster, the RFL's Chief Commercial Officer, said. We are pleased to be able to arrange a double header against France, whose men and women's teams will also be moving on from their World Cup campaigns and starting to focus on the exciting prospect of hosting the next tournament in 2025. England and France are now the first of the 16 teams competing at the Rugby League World Cup to discover their next fixtures as nations continue to be frustrated by the failure to map out a clear future for International Rugby League. Troy Grant, who was elected as chairman of International Rugby League's committee in March 2021, blames past mismanagement for the haphazard way the international game has been organised, but has pledged to produce a 12-year calendar by the end of 2022, albeit 6 months later than he originally planned. The first job for the board, it will be to finalise the qualification process for the 2025 World Cup in France, and there will be hopes Australia will raise the profile of the tournament by touring UK and France in 2024, which would be the first full Kangaroos tour in 30 years. Grant, the former New South Wales Deputy Premier, has called the International Rugby League Board to a meeting in December, where he hopes to firm up the programme for the next 12 years. I hope news of that meeting will filter down so that people in Rugby League who have enjoyed the international calendar, the World Cup basically, over the last month or so, can finally see some International Rugby League. It's the only way to grow the sport. But going back to the England versus France game at this point, is the Halliwell Jones the right pace to play the game? I don't think so. I think it needs to be moved. Double header can stay like that as long as the money is proportionally handed out between the two entities, England's men, England's women, and then French men and French women. It's a big discussion to have, but tell me in the comments below where you think the England game should be played against France. Me? I'd say Bristol. They've had great games before and drew some good attendances, and it's a good rugby league it's a rugby stadium, so open to that. Oxford, because the women's game is trying to grow down in that area. Or take it somewhere far afield. Brighton. I've also mentioned about Exeter having the, for instance, potential wheelchair international. Take it on the road. The Copper Box Arena for the wheelchair saw the attendances doing very, very well. Have to see about the final tomorrow for the wheelchair. But for now, take those two games elsewhere. And we end the episode with the news that there is 1 in, 1 out at Toulouse. As first of all, former Salford and Warrington Wolves forward Sileti Akwala has been snapped up by the Olympians as the forward looks to help the French club build for their 2023 season campaign. Aquala, who spent 4 seasons with Warrington playing 68 games, as well as scoring 6 tries before signing for Salford ahead of the 2022 season. And at the Red Devils, he played 19 times, but has now signed on for Toulouse, who were relegated from Super League in 2022. The president of Toulouse Olympique, Bernard Sarrazin, cannot wait to see Aquala in action, saying he's an excellent recruit. I think any ambitious team wants to play with Touxiiii in their ranks. He brings all the power and experience which will benefit the team. I thank the coaches, the heads of Salford, for allowing Sita to join us. Aquala himself cannot wait to get started with the French club in a bid to help promotions hopefuls Toulouse to get back into Super League for 2024. My family and I are excited and grateful to begin this new adventure. I can't wait to meet all the staff, the behind the scenes team, and the new playing group of boys I'll be able to take to the field with. Can't wait to get over and start. I'm ready for a great year. The former West Tigers and Penrith Panther NRL player has played 123 games and scored 10 tries in his 9 years as a professional rugby league player. Now at 30 years old, 31 in April, he has also got 1 cap for Tonga to his name also. And we'll have to see how his next year goes. While Toulouse have signed a big forward in Touxiiii Aquala, they've also let one of their players go out after the completion of their contract, and that player is Romain Navarre, who joins Catalan's Dragons for 2023. The French international prop has signed a 2-year deal with the club starting from 2023, and Navarre said about the return, "I'm very happy to return to my club, where it all started. I would like to thank Steve McNamara and Bernard Gouache for trusting me. I have learned a lot during my time in England, and I'm looking forward to bring my experience to the club that gave me my chance. Can't wait to get back on to the Gilbert Brutus Stadium and do everything to help the Catalans win a new trophy." Navarre came through the development system at the Dragons and made his professional debut in 2016 under the Catalans' journey. After playing just 16 Super League games, he joined Wigan Warriors the next season, and in his second season with the Warriors, he won the Super League thanks to an impressive 2018 season. He played 59 times for Wigan in 4 seasons before moving to London Broncos, and then on to Wakefield Trinity. In July 2021, he joined Toulouse, returning to France, where he helped the club get promoted to Super League for the first time in the club's history. The prop was also one of the key players and scored 2 tries in 23 appearances for TOXIII. Navarrete, who's 28, is back with the Dragons 5 years after leaving the club. A leader in the French squad, he participated in the 2017 World Cup in Australia before winning the European Championships in 2018. Out with a knee injury, he missed the current year's World Cup. Catalans head coach Steve McNamara said, "We are delighted to bring Romain back to the Dragons. He is a strong, powerful player who at the age of 28 has matured into a consistent performer. He'll add great value to our squad." A man of 144 appearances for club and country, while scoring 11 tries during his career, he is looking to help guide Catalan's Dragons back to the summit of Super League. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates or new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as there is a few stories to go through. I know that French teams signing forwards, one from the other club and one from Salford, will be a positive step forward in their go forward. Catalan especially, as they've lost a couple of big hitters during this pre-season. Rugby League World Cups concludes in this next couple of days with the wheelchair and also the men's and women's final at Old Trafford. Hopefully you are all prepared or ready to go and have a good time. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best, so please stay safe and I'll see you in the next episode.